This video is about a problem I had installing our yard hydrant here, and I just wanted to share this with you so you could avoid having the same problem. I think you'll find this interesting. If you're going to put in a yard hydrant, you really should watch this first. This is the box our yard hydrant came in. It's from a company called Pro Plumber. Looks like it's pretty good. It was least expensive of the choices we had available at the store. But so far, we'll see how it works out with time. These are some of the instructions that come with the Pro Plumber yard hydrant. This was a 2-foot yard hydrant. And one of the things I want to point out is this drain port here, like it shows right there. I made sure that was well below our 12-inch frost line for this area. Probably a little bit deeper than that. And it also gives you some other guidelines and tips here. And you're supposed to dig your hole for your gravel backfill down there 1 foot deeper than your buried depth. And the buried depth, what they're showing here is, okay, here it is right in front of me. The buried depth they're showing here is the distance from the top of the soil, gravel, whatever it is you've got there on your yard, down to the bottom of where the supply line comes in. And that's supposedly going to leave you approximately 24 inches up top. I probably end up a little more than 24 inches up top, but I was able to secure this pretty good to stop any looseness of the yard hydrant. So it's stable. Anyway, we'll go into what I did, and hopefully this will help you. This is how I got into this project. We actually put in a charging station, dug a trench 18 inches deep for this 1.5-inch conduit I've got. So while I've got this trench dug, I'm going to take advantage of it and put what I call berry hydrant. It's also called yard hydrant down here, so it'll be a little easier to wash the cars and what have you. I had to dig the trench for the conduit 18 inches deep, so it's plenty deep for the water pipe. I use 1-inch PVC just to get good flow rate out to the yard hydrant. This should work out pretty good. I just have to make sure everything's covered real good with soil. Frost line is about 12 inches around here, so it definitely has to be deeper than that. Digging this hole for that gravel reservoir underneath the yard hydrant. A lot of rocks down there. About got it deep enough. One thing that helps is by putting water in there, spraying it, getting that wet. Let's see. You see, just hosing it down real good, let it soak in for a little while before you try to dig it. Help. By the way, that 3-inch PVC pipe there, purpose of that is a load relieving arch under the foundation, because this is a load bearing foundation. Okay, this is where the pipe comes in under the ground. It can be well below 12 inches. And you can see where the conduit comes in up there. Made a burnt turn here. Took it down here, and this may not have been the best place to connect, but that pipe running along there and going in with that valve is our new water line. It's basically connected to another water line, goes to another yard hydrant way out that way to the left. And I got a separate valve there, and it's got a pressure regulator from our main water supply. So we're going to turn on that valve and see if anything leaks. This is the yard hydrant. Some people call it berry hydrant. I've got an adapter there to convert from 3/4 to a 1-inch slip. And I'll take a look at something here on this bottom of this. That's a drain hole. That right there. When you close the valve, that allows any water in the standpipe here to drain out. That's what keeps it from freezing. It drains down below the frost line. So what I'm going to do is put a little piece of landscape fabric on that, help keep it from just clogging up with dirt. Okay, I've secured that landscape fabric over that drain hose. On the back side of this, right under there. Okay, I've got our yard or berry hydrant installed. I made this bracket here to help hold it in position. And our frost line in this area is about 12 inches down. We're well below that. I always prefer talking about my projects that work right and not the ones with problems. This hydrant, I had it installed, pressure tested, everything was going great, and I decided, this is upside down right at the moment, it needed to be straightened up a little bit, more plumb, more vertical. And I heard a loud crack and rushing water, so I thought, oh, this is not good. So I dug the gravel out of there and found out this PVC male adapter I had here to go from 3/4 inch threaded to 1 inch PVC slip had cracked right there. When I put it in, I thought it didn't look kind of weak. I had the parts already. Didn't cost me anything. But what I've decided to do is replace all this with brass. So there's no real leverage on any PVC to speak of. So what I'm going to do, it's cost me close to $50, is put in a brass street elbow in the bottom of that and use nothing but brass fittings, take it all the way out to where I got a union here where I've got the 1 inch PVC I was using. I sawed it off, put some primer on it, and ready to glue this part on. So this will be all brass, so anything with leverage on it will be made out of brass. So a lot more money, no doubt about it, but I think considering how much trouble it is to dig one up, if they leak, you're better off to go ahead and spend the money and do it right. You could use galvanized, I guess, but I decided to spend the extra money and put in brass. So I've got to finish assembling this with sealant tape, but I've replaced that male PVC 3/4 inch adapter with 3/4 inch brass street elbow here. Put a small brass 3/4 inch nipple in there, little piece of pipe. And I did happen to have this brass union, but it's expensive. This is another piece of brass. I got thread sealant tape on. This I'm going to just solvent glue into the PVC where I cut it off. So basically it's going to go in there. It's going to replace all that. Should be a lot sturdier, and we'll go ahead and give that a try and see how it works. See down at the base of it, see how the water's leaking out? That's how these things work. I've got the landscape fabric on there to keep dirt out of that hole, but that's why it keeps from freezing in the wintertime. Should be good. Okay, this hydrant's lasted overnight with no leaks. I'm gonna move that gravel down there at that end back down here where it belongs. Put some landscape fabric on it and finish filling it in with the soil I removed from the trench. I don't think it freezes anywhere near down to 12 inches. Deepest I've seen it freeze here in about 18 years is about 3 to 4 inches max. So, but we'll make sure all the water is down below 12 inches, because when you shut this valve here, plunger operates down there, the base of it, and lets the water in the pipe drain out that hole into this gravel basin. That's what keeps the pipe from freezing in the winter, so you don't have to shut your water off. So we'll let it sit, and I use this bracket here to stabilize it and level it up, and we'll see how it goes. I hope you found this video useful. If you liked it, please like the video, subscribe, check out our other links. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much.